You know what's even more exciting? Getting down to the nitty gritty of getting the best buyers. Right here, chapter 9, day 2. Some incredible pieces. We literally spent pretty much all of Friday just talking about step 1, who these top 100 should be, and putting that list together. So I want to hear now from you guys about steps 2 through 6, because there's some great nuggets in here. And I've got a lot highlighted. As always, though, let's go. What do you guys have?
All right, let's talk about it. How about choosing the gifts? Step 2. What are your gifts that you're giving? And I think sometimes we get caught up in thinking we have to have something that's really great. We just have to have something that's memorable. So like when they talked about the flashlight pen, that to me was the best story. Does everybody remember that? Where he talked about he got a pen and it had a flashlight?
Here's the fun part, Celeste. I know once in a great while, not everybody in the room actually read the chapter. So why don't you just—
I was teasing. Yeah. So here's this guy. He's, being solicited by a salesperson. He receives as one of his little gifts a pen, and it has a flashlight on it. And of course, his first thought is, okay, yeah, whatever. I'll give it to my daughter. He stuffs it in his coat pocket. And then immediately thereafter, there's a fire drill. And the fire drill is that the lights go out and they all have to funnel down into a staircase. And he ends up in this series of, he's leading all these people down into the staircase. Well, it wasn't a fire drill. It was an earthquake or something. And he had to make everyone get in a doorway. So they all got in a doorway. Then the next thing he's telling everybody, well, we now need to go down this stairwell. Well, when the lights went out because the earthquake happened, they ended up having no lights in the staircase. And he remembered he had this stupid little pen with a flashlight, and he whipped it out and he was able to lead the way with this darn little flashlight. Here's the thing. You never know what something next is going to happen. So these little gifts, they may not mean a lot to everybody at all given times, but you just never know what's going to happen, that someone's going to say, I remember this guy. He's the guy who gave it to me. That's all that this is about.
So a simple pen light changed the trajectory of his day. Does he now remember that person and still to this day in writing that book? That person now has top of mind awareness is what we're after. So let's have some fun. And I'd actually like you guys to get a little creative today. What are some items you could give away, cost effective? What might be the beginning of a tagline related to them? In other words, yesterday I've got a little project that I'm doing on this condo for a buddy of mine, and I need some throwaway paintbrushes. I bought some. So as I was reflecting this chapter, a simple $1 paintbrush in the envelope with the letter saying, hey, brush up on your real estate sales skills, and then talking about the environment we create for doing that. Boom, we could all be writing down right now, paintbrush. What else in an inexpensive, I call them tchotchkes, that's the old term from marketing world. What else in inexpensive tchotchkes could we do, and what might a tagline be?
Lottery cards.
Lottery card, what might the tagline be?
Let's get lucky.
Get lucky. I like it, a little risque. For Mark Harrison, who's our lender in the room, better rates than the odds of the lottery. He's at least going to get those rates, right? All kinds
Man,
of
I am here with some masters. You guys are impressing the heck out of me.
So what else, client? This is what do you got?
I don't know. I'm just listening. I'm just I'm just flummoxed, but I like what I'm hearing. I'll tell you that.
Just look around your spaces, guys. There's stuff. Kim, I love it edgy again. Pocket knives to divorce leads. That's pretty. You can have some fun with that, right? Especially divorce attorneys. This is for you. Keep it away from your clients. That'd be great. What else you guys have?
So, there's a book, just talking about this really quickly. There's a book called Giftology. It's actually also on Audible. Gifting to actually accomplish your goals.
Yeah, I've actually read that book. It's very good.
It's very good. Very good.
Yep. So what other ideas, guys? What else you have?
How about a tape measure? I don't know what we could say on it, but a little inexpensive tape measure.
Inexpensive tape measure.
A battery.
Thinking of selling. Is your agent going to measure up?
Does your house measure up? Ooh.
Celeste, a battery. How much energy does your agent bring to selling your property?
Oh, that's nice. I like that too.
I was thinking of tape measure for the. I was thinking about tape measure for the expired. Does your agent measure up?
Obviously, your agent didn't measure up. Didn't sell, right? What else, guys?
Are we measure success one happy client at a time or something like that?
There you go. What are some other tchotchkes?
Green highlighter and maybe a little pamphlet book to go with it. Said greening the way to success.
Absolutely. Or we do something about we do things different. A coloring book. We color outside the lines. They'd love to give that to their kids. What else?
I mean, he gave us a list. There was a Rubik's Cube. Real estate can be a Rubik's Cube without the right person on your team. I mean, he gave us like 6 of them.
Yeah, he's got 6 there. I'm looking for us to expand this because we need for 6 months, every 2 weeks, we need at least a dozen. A chip clip. Is that what that is, Judy? It's a mute button. I love a good mute button, Judy. Big fan.
Hold on. Yes, it is. It's not the right one. I went to my freezer to find it, but our old realtor gave us one and it's still in use. So I think people use them a lot. Now, what would you say with that? I don't have a great one right now.
With chip or clip.
I see the chip clip has got their QR code on it.
Yeah, this is not the realtor, but somebody did put a QR code on it.
Yeah,
our realtor has her name on it. If
you want to get some custom made, you absolutely can.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're working a golf course community, a golf ball. I know you don't need one of these. Your backyard's full of them. They back up to the golf course, right? Yeah, tie that in. All kinds of fun places. What else? I'm going to spend one more minute on this, and we're going to get back into the content. Justin, go.
Wanted to be really risque. The person that leaves you with they're interviewing other agents or something, you can send them a condom.
Yeah?
Or I don't want to sell. I don't need a bigger house yet. Here you go. Stay safe.
By the way, as a side note, Don, you're going to love this because in Puerto Rico, the adult store in Puerto Rico is called Condom World. It was closed. They were closed for a holiday on Mother's Day. Tell me that's not totally appropriate.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah, it was freaking awesome. So, all right, let's get back into the content, guys. I think leaving with Justin's risque. And again, there's no wrong answer. Do you have the listing before you send the tchotchke?
No.
No. So if they get cranky, the answer's still no. No big deal. So what else from the content? We just hit section 2. By the way, I also love the custom socks from Amanda's stuff.
Yeah, that
Put
was
your
fun.
client's face on a pair of socks at myfacesocks.com. You could literally put their house on a pair of socks.
I also liked when she, in the new version, right? Because he was kind of, and I want to give a distinction. Tchotchke, I think in terms of the Rubik's Cube, it has a message to it, but it's not something that stays around necessarily. People in real estate have used chip clips and magnets and calendars and all that stuff for a long time. I'm not a big fan of that stuff because most of it becomes wallpaper. It just becomes part of the scenery, and we don't really get any message from it. I think what's really important is to tie in something that's got a message that hits, and whether they throw it away or don't throw it away, it doesn't matter. You made the point.
I did one years ago when I first got in the business. There was a half moon shaped pizza cutter. And at the time when I bought it, I thought, there's Celeste Pizza. So people might remember me because of the pizza cutter. So I gave it to my clients back then. And 7 years later, one of my clients was in the moment of, we got to get the house on the market. And they couldn't find my business card. But at the same moment, they looked at each other and went, the pizza cutter, because they had been using it. So as much as I thought it was kind of a dumb thing, I did it and it paid off. So.
And usually those are better than most pizza cutters you can buy. Whose pizza cutter do I still have that's currently in storage because it's not in my house?
Whose?
Mark
Celeste.
Hairston's.
Oh.
Attaboy.
Still have it, baby. Still use it. Still thinking every
I
time.
know. They're very handy for sure.
Yeah, that's a great one. What else from the content, guys?
The letter, when he was going over the letter, he said to send it monthly, but I thought back to Don's system where he sets it up where it's every 3 weeks, and the research data seems to support the 3 weeks idea. Is that still true, Don?
Actually, it's more than that. But I would say this, Doug, this is a different system. This is different because of the way we're using. In other words, the Dream 100 is not a farming technique. It's
Right.
about an impact. It's about getting an impact. And the frequency is, I think once a month is probably plenty for that level of play.
In the content, though, Don, he absolutely ties the Dream 100 to bigger numbers. In fact, on page 220, take my example of the real estate salesperson who went after an entire neighborhood of 2,200 upscale homes. She only sent a 3-fold flyer. She didn't even do a tchotchke, but she sent it every month to the same 2,200 homes without fail. It's that pig-headed determination and discipline.
In that case, the number is at least 2 times per month, Doug, and I would anchor it with 3 pieces per month for at least the first 2 to 3 months.
Okay. Here's
So this is the calendar. Hold on, Jeanette, and I'll come right to you. What are you going to do to market to your Dream 100 each and every month without fail? Actually, it should be at least every month. Hobbs was doing this before, and I think maybe Chet Holmes stole it from Hobbs Herder. Just my thinking. Jeanette, what do you got?
Oh, I was just going to show, okay, Magnets USA, yes, all the realtor stuff, but I've got this pizza cutter, like it because it's easy to clean, and so people can do that. It works fine. I'm putting this in with a lot of things. Here we've got this scraper, and it's one of those things you keep around the house, just like the pizza cutter, and it's got so many different uses to it. So we've got that. And then another one that I really like because it can sit is this, that those soaps that it's like, there's some kind of soap that you can use that gets rid of the onion and the garlic and the things off your hands if you're a cook. Well, apparently it's a stainless steel soap. So we've got it branded on both sides. and it sits at our countertop, and we give those away. I don't give them often enough, but those are 3 that we use irregularly. But I think I'm going to start putting this one in every listing presentation.
I love it, and it's consistent.
Yeah.
All right, what else you guys have from the content?
The thing that I get over and over and over in this book and in throughout is that pig-headed determination and consistency. No matter where we're at, what step we're on, that pig-headed determination. I'm as stubborn as a mule, and it's for me, it gave me a way to focus that stubbornness into something productive, and just that pig-headed determination in whatever we are doing.
So let's go through this part a moment, because there's 6 steps to getting a dream client. By the way, just is every single listing a dream client for those in real estate?
No.
Maybe most of them though, right? Because listings have babies. We like listings. And so maybe it's in a certain neighborhood that those listings in that neighborhood are truly your dream client. So there's 6 steps. Number 1, choosing it, picking that demographic or geography. Step 2, we've spent some time on today, the gifts. Step 3, creating the letters that go with the gifts. Step 4, creating the calendar to get that stuff out. And I would say step 4.5, actually getting it out the door. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Jeanette. Love you. How many of you analyze this stuff, think about this stuff, and then you actually never take action on it? So instead, we've had more than enough items here where you could grab 6 things. We've already talked about them. You could order up X amount depending on the price breaks. By the way, I'm kind of a fan of Jeanette's just because her entire theme was in the kitchen.
Oh, I hadn't thought about that.
Things, 6 things from the kitchen you could do.
That's why knife. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, knives might be. That's a good one. So now let's get to step 5.
Quick
what
comment.
do you think step 5 is? Go, Jeanette.
I was just going to say, love the knives. They work. You can finish that up as a closing gift. If Cutco has some amazing knives that you can brand, there's other knives you can get. And I'm very impressed with all the gifts that Magnet USA has. These little ones are less expensive, and then the others can be closing gifts.
So let's get back in to now step 5. I think we've got step 2 figured out. Who's got step 5?
Just remembering the goal of why you're making the phone call. The goal is to make an appointment. The phone call is not to just chat. It's to actually go in and see them and meet face to face.
Yes. Step 5 is actually having the conversations with the goal of getting an appointment. That's step 5. Now, here's the fun part about this. We talk a lot about having conversations to build relationships because we're playing our own version of the Dream 100 built around building relationships through conversation. This gives you a marketing approach to building that relationship where they get to know you. They see your name over and over. They get to know you. They get to see your humor and connection of the tchotchke in your letter. They might even get to like you. And so now you're having a conversation. This does not work at a high level without having the conversation built into the equation.
Mhm.
And I love it, Celeste, that you brought in conversation with intention of setting appointment. Don, you look like you are ruminating, my friend, and this is your wheelhouse right here. You're muted, buddy. Thank you for that.
The dogs barked and I muted. Sorry. I just want to make sure. And again, I think we've got some great stuff here, and I love where everybody's going. I love the energy you guys are putting in. I guess I would caution you, keep thinking about, like, I heard closing gifts, I heard Dream 100 things, and I heard farming, kind of stuff. So be careful that you're not merging. The Dream 100 is your 100 dream clients. And again, I know he went into farming and all that, but think about the power of that, guys. We've got in this room right here, we've got recruiting going on. We've got sales going on for man, investors. There's some people who would just be like resources, attorneys, CPAs. Like, who's going to just light your world up, not who's going to get you a deal. So I'm just thinking that we're taking all this and then putting it in realtor terms. I'm like, no, it's bigger than that.
Don, this is Jen. I was just thinking about how to utilize this with recruitment and thinking how I could actually send the book itself to like my top people, and then actually schedule like a time, give them time to read it, but schedule a time to actually do a follow-up call and say, hey, we're going to get together and we're going to implement all these steps just to keep each other kind of accountable and doing it as a recruitment.
I like that a lot. And I like the idea. I mean, Maria's doing a separate mastermind over the Ninja Selling book, right? She's doing that separately. So Maria could, in fact, buy gifts for the gift of the book for the people that are coming, right? If you sign up, I'll come, but I want to make sure you're going to be in it to win it, right? Really going for it. So I think there's some things we could do that would be awesome around that. I think the idea of some of the Rubik's cubes, real estate can be, a Rubik's cube. I can help you figure it out. I think there's a lot that we just heard that really could just scale up to recruiting people you never thought you'd touch. But you're not thinking there because a lot of us get limited by, I'm still scared of those people. Like, that's what the point of the Dream 100 is. How do we get to the Dream 100? Not the 100. It ain't that. It's not the, right? So just really elevate your thoughts and keep thinking, not, if you're thinking farming, we got that system in the gateway. We'll help you with that. But this is a little different level of play. And I just want you guys to really elevate yourself and see the potential for what the Dream 100 really is.
So Jen, you mentioned a great note about the book. I put in here, the next book we're going to do is the new John Maxwell, High Level Leadership. So you absolutely could gift and invite into this room to go through that material.
Yes.
And make that how you're going to bring them in. You could go in your marketplace and deliver those. Order them in bulk on Amazon and go out and meet people for coffee this week. I got a gift. When can we meet for coffee? Here it is. Here's when I'm inviting you to come play it. Look at that. Celeste already has her hands on it. I am proud of you. Good job.
We've got ours. And I wanted to add on what I really appreciate also in this chapter is, yes, having the follow-up conversations, but how to have the follow-up conversations. Does whoever we're talking to for our Dream 100, just how to get through past the security guards, how to get past the receptionist, and just the whole, just all the words. And and the other part that I appreciate is we don't have to be perfect. We can be witty. We don't have to be perfect. We can even tick them off, but they'll remember us. And so, it's the persistence. We already read earlier in the chapter that it was the persistence that really they appreciated, because because they
Yes.
knew that you were in for the long haul. And so having these gifts and being consistent with them, or the whole process, whatever it is that we're doing, the persistence of it. So it's setting us up for a win. Most of the time we don't know how to win, how to stay with it.
Now that we've lived in this chapter for this long too, for the Dream 100, remember I gave you a hint. Steve Larson, who worked directly with Russell Brunson, the king of funnels. Steve sat right here. Russell's here. Steve's right here, right? He was his right-hand guy, drawing funnels out. This guy took his Dream 100 and he would take literally a picture of the package that he was sending to them. And he would take a picture at the post box, like, be waiting for this, look for this, it's coming. Or again, whatever it was that he was doing, whether it was going to be a delivery, whether it was going to be sent, whether it was going to be a hand delivered or a meeting, he was constantly doing something to make them go, what the hell is this guy doing? He was in their heads before anything ever got there. So really think through, this is a creative, this part right here, this is like fortune making. It's not how to do 3 more deals of shit.
Amen.
Do that somewhere else.